that's a bit of a concern, just letting EG get away with the laning stage and then just kind of run away with the game.
Definitely been seeing a lot of teams go to like the just constant death ball aggression where you win like the first fight or something like that and you just go through towers, force teams to get into uncomfortable positions, take fights that they don't want to take, and then they start losing those fights, and again it's just death ball right through, push towers, and especially with a lineup like this where you've got the Jug, you've got heroes that can push towers here, and honestly a good amount of lockdown for EG. I could see that at least trying to come out from them, and Aster are going to need at least a rebuttal to that with their last pick.
Yeah, there's sustain is just so good between the Oracle and the Jug. And yeah, you can even see it with the ban from Aster. Of course, Pugna is just an annoying hero for OD to play against in general, but that is the direction that EG could take this draft, just trying to play really fast. The OD is kind of a slow hero as well, right, to get the ball rolling. Needs a couple of items, and I think especially in a game like this, he's going to need some mobility to be able to get away from the Tusk and the Centaur, and then you need to get some attack speed, need to get quite a bit of int, so it's going to take him a little while to get there. It does, of course, farm a bit faster now than he used to, but still, we're sort of looking at 25-30 minutes for the OD to really be well and truly online. And Aster a little bit low on time here to make this last pick. I'm sure they've already got something in mind, but they have dug through pretty much all of their reserve time.
Yeah, I usually wait till like 1 or 2 seconds, so I'll have to make that pick. It's pretty standard. And they go tied.
Okay.
So it will be that safe lane spin.
Yeah, looks like it. It's going to take him a little while. So then, it does, of course, farm a 5 Bane. That was always going to be the case. Earth Spirit 4. It's not a bad game necessarily for Core Sven. Of course, the Warcry is going to be very useful this game against the Jug.
So the Tide here is for XXS, and he's been going Vlad's first on the Tide Hunter. It's been a very popular pick in the Chinese region, aggressive too, using that Anchor Smash, blinking in, getting Blink after the Vlads to blink in Anchor Smash, and just try and be that tanky hero, be that frontliner that they need, and let heroes like the OD kind of, sit a little bit further back at like a Dragonlance and right-click away, and just the brunt force being thrown at XSS. But again, you do have now a position 1 Sven, so you are tanky with the Warcry. You'll have another guy to get in there. I would assume a little bit later on the Sven maybe gets a blink, but looking at this Evil Geniuses lineup too, where you've now got Huskar and Oracle, I'm interested to see how Aster are going to go against this or go up against this.
Yeah, I really like this Huskar pick. It's really annoying for the OD with the disarm now, and of course amazing synergy with the Oracle, so looking like a pretty good Huskar game. I think the one thing is that Aster do have enough burst to be able to deal with him kind of later on. That seems to be that's the big thing against the new Huskar, right? You just need to bring him down. You can't let that regen kick in. Of course, it's going to be difficult. They're going to need to coordinate that the Earth Spirit goes on the Oracle at the same time. Maybe the Sven and the OD, they're going in and going for the Huskar. That is the one nice thing about the Tide Hunter pick here, is that they knew that they're going to pick something else to... I mean, Jug's already pretty good with Oracle, but they were going to pick something that synergizes with the Oracle more than likely. But Tide's nice to just be able to blink into the middle of the fight. Maybe the Ravage clips the Oracle, and then you've got the opportunity to focus somebody else down. So they do have a game plan, but it's very much all focused on trying to win, trying to do okay in the lanes, and then just take those big team fights when the opportunity presents itself. If they can get through the sort of mid to late game, I like their lineup quite a bit. But
getting Blink after the Vlads to blink in Anchor Smash.
So it's going to be tough.
Yeah, so we'll see how Aster goes up against this fast draft. You've got XSS, who's leaning more towards the safe lane right now. Sit a little bit further back at like a Dragonlance and right-click away, and just the brunt force being thrown at XSS. But again, you do have on the OD. And then for the side of EG, RTZ is going to be playing that Jug. You've got Huskar played by Sumail. And then Fly on the Oracle in the offlane S4 with the Centaur. And finally, to round it all off, crit on
a little bit low on time here.
I'm interested to see again what the situation is going to be here with Bobak. I think you're talking about how quick this Evil Geniuses lineup is going to be. Is Bobak going to be able to maybe straighten it out, slow it down a little bit by
they go tied.
Some pressure? So it will be a safe lane spin.
Yeah, if he can get some good ganks.
Looks like it. It's going to take him a little while.
So then
it does, of course,
and Huskar is a hero that,
you know,
good in lane, but also
it's not a bad game necessarily.
Doesn't have a whole lot of mobility.
Of course, the Warcry is going to be very useful this game at the start.
The jug should be fairly easy for the Earth Spirit to get in there. Then maybe kick him under the tower or something like that.
The Tide
so still going to have to be a
is
little
for
bit careful.
XXS,
At least
and
careful when
Vlad's first on the Tide Hunter.
And they
it's
are
been a
choosing
very
to
popular
put the Tide
pick in the
Hunter in the
Chinese
safe
region,
lane
and
and running
aggressive too.
kind
Using
of an
that anchor
aggressive
smash,
lane.
blinking in, getting blink up to the Vlads to blink in anchor smash, and just try and be that tanky hero, be that frontliner that they need, and let heroes like the OD kind of sit.
Mobility, of course, the Warcry is going to be very useful this game at the start. The jug should be fairly easy for the Earth Spirit to get in there. Then maybe kick him under the tower or something like that.
The Tide
still going to have to be a
is
little
for
bit careful.
XXS,
At least
and
careful when
Vlad's first on the Tide Hunter.
They
It's
are
been a
choosing
very
to put
popular
the Tide
pick in the
Hunter in the
Chinese
safe
region,
lane
and
and running
aggressive too.
kind
Using
of
that
an
anchor
aggressive
smash,
lane.
blinking in, getting blink up to the Vlads to blink in anchor smash, and just try and be that tanky hero, be that frontliner that they need, and let heroes like the OD kind of sit. Crit on the Tusk, and I'm interested to see again what the situation is going to be here with Bobica. I think you're talking about how quick this Evil Geniuses lineup is going to be. Is Bobica going to be able to maybe straighten it out, slow it down a little bit by showing some aggression and disrupting these lanes?
Yeah, if he can get some good ganks, that would certainly help out a lot. And Huskar is a hero that, good in lane, but also quite vulnerable. Doesn't have a whole lot of mobility. He's quite slow. 290 move speed at the start, so should be fairly easy for the Earth Spirit to get in there. Then maybe kick him under the tower or something like that. So Sumail's still going to have to be a little bit careful, or at least careful when Bobica is off the map. They are choosing to put the Tide Hunter in the safe lane and running kind of an aggressive tri-lane at the start here. Looks like EG choosing to adjust the lanes, though. They scouted it. And Arteezy is now running over towards mid lane just for a second. I don't know if he's just on his way down towards bottom. Yeah, he's just helping out with the block.
Such a good carry to help out somebody else, But you've got Love You Love Me here against Sumail early. Already we take a look. Bobica looking to set up something, as they did D-ward earlier. So Sumail's here without vision on the high ground, and they've got their vision. They'll use the Astral Imprisonment, get the Rolling Boulder in. Bobica looking for the kill on Sumail, but it's just a little bit of pot shot damage coming out onto the Huskar to make this lane a little bit more bearable for Love You Love Me at the moment.
Yeah, just gonna end up being... It's just harassment at the end of the day. It could take some damage up top as well, but looks like he's gonna be okay. EG's game plan, I think they wanted to have the Tusk immediately gank for the Jug and just get a kill there right off the bat. I think they were really hoping that the Tide Hunter was gonna come to the off lane, and they'd be able to kill him immediately, but...
Might be able to get the kill on Sumail mid, and there it is. First blood coming out, and Bobica stayed in this lane. They dueling for a while, got level 2. And with the Boulder Smash hitting onto the Huskar, they had enough damage from Love You Love Me to get the kill, and Bobica's actually not leaving. He goes into the trees, it looks like he's going off this lane, but if Sumail's not careful, he could just find himself in the same position again.
Yeah, there isn't a whole lot that EG can really do to respond to this just yet. So I think they're just going to have to leave Sumail kind of out on an island. But this is really good for Aster, because it means that the OD is getting off to a good start. Like I said, he's not the fastest farming hero in the world, but when you get a good start, you'll be just fine. And he needs those 3 or 4 items this game to really get things done. I like the way that Bobica's doing this. And Sumail's just afraid, doesn't really want to approach the creep wave, just soaking experience for now.
How's this going for Tide over bottom? He's level 2. 5-0 against the 10-3 of Arteezy.
Doing okay. A little bit low on the regen right now, and I don't think he's going to be getting a whole lot of courier priority necessarily, so does have to be careful, but I don't think they have quite enough damage between just the Jug and the Oracle to be able to kill him, really. It's going to take another +1 to be able to grab that kill. Oh, kick back on mid. Yeah, don't think so. Somebody going to take a bit more damage.
They don't have Boulder Smash or anything just yet, but Sumail in a little bit of trouble. The right click's coming out. We'll see if they go under the tower, and, well, without the creeps, they'll lose Bobica, because the tower is just hitting away at him, as well as Sumail, who gets credit for the kill. But Love You Love Me with his second kill onto this Huskar, and that is a big problem right now, as you talked about how OD was a slow starter, but having a good time over mid. Rolling boulder over top.
Going down.
Nice hook stomp onto 3 with S4, as well as Crit hit with the boulder smash. Now they've got the Storm Hammer onto this Centaur, and they'll get the kill. They lose the tide over bottom, but Bobica, again, this is what I was talking about, him disrupting lanes, and they go over towards top to get that kill onto the Centaur and give them an advantage in this top lane.
Yeah, I think Bobica's even, like, he's not unhappy that he died at mid, necessarily. Getting a free trip back to the fountain, get his mana back, he was pretty low. And then immediately comes up top and gets another kill, so he's doing fantastically.
He's going to stay here.
Damage on
they might
success.
Look for Crit. They've got the Storm Hammer, Boulder Smash hitting on it too. The Nightmare holds in the Centaur. And the shards come out. Bobica next to the tower, but it's not going to matter. They'll get the kill on a Crit. S4 hitting away at Sylar. They've got Fenrir ready with the Nightmare in 10 seconds, but actually doesn't have the mana for it just yet. By the time he's got it up, he might have enough regen on the mana to have it. They might work with that to start possibly another kill after Sylar heals up with this South.
Yeah, they made another attempt on XXS at bottom in the meantime, but he started healing up a little bit off of the Purifying Flames. And, trying again now.
With the Blade Fury, there it is. And that's that aggression coming out from RTZ and Fly to get yet another kill on XSS.
The Oracle's actually doing, well, not a surprising amount of damage, but yeah, really pulling his weight and helping getting these kills at bottom. And Fly having quite a good start. Another roll in mid.
Now looking for Sumail one more time. Fly makes the rotation over the Boulder Smash, hits on both of them. They'll get the kill on Love You Love Me, but Bobica gets the kill on Sumail first. He might actually fall to the Purifying Flames, nothing to follow it up, so does some damage, but it heals him up as well, so Fly comes over, doesn't save the life of Sumail. He's dead for the third time, but they do at least get Love You Love Me, and the Rolling Boulder at least attempting to go for Fly, and Sumail coming back into the lane as well as Love You Love Me. Just looking to disrupt this mid lane even more, and Lover has a 1-level lead so far on Sumail.
And Bobica was stone cold there. Like, he had the Fairy Fire the entire time while the Burning Spears were ticking on him, and didn't even use it. He knew that the Purifying Flames was gonna keep him alive. Heading back now. Big lane swap for Aster. They're sending the Tide over to top now. Sylar is gonna start just farming up over at bottom. He does need to be careful down here, though. Doesn't have any help from the supports, and Fly is in the neighborhood, so... Okay, yeah, now they've got Bobica down here. Should be okay.
Bobica here with Sylar. Meanwhile, Lover will go over towards the jungle, and Fenrir will place another ward. He'll sit over mid to maybe just sap a little bit of experience.
That's a punch in XXS. He's getting body blocked. Yeah, he's okay.
5-4 early. Sumail, of course, dealing with the 3 deaths early in this game.
Yeah, this is... I think this is not quite the start that EG were hoping for, necessarily. I do think Sumail's going to be able to catch up a little bit once they start taking some towers. Of course, he's not really much of a flash farmer.
Oh no, mid again, though. Setting up the Boulder Smash. Sumail, right click's coming in from Love You Love Me. They've got Crit to try and help, but the Sanity Eclipse is going to be dropped. Now the silence through on a Crit, who has to back off. He did use Tag Team. A couple of Burning Spears placed onto Lover, but that is Sumail dead for the fourth time, and this is a lineup we thought was going to start executing earlier.
Yeah. I'm a little bit surprised to see no point in Inner Fire just yet from Sumail. I feel like it would... I don't know if it would necessarily save him, but it would at least buy him a little bit more time for, you know, counter ganks on this mid lane. Or just make it a little bit more difficult for Aster to bring him down, because I feel like they're not struggling at all for the time being to just keep on sauntering over to mid lane and finding these easy kills.
Sylar is found a spot in this bottom lane. They did make that swap with XXS, who's now level 6 and has the Ravage, so we could see them look to be aggressive, come maybe a couple more levels with the Tide Hunter, but they don't even need him right now. The Fortune Zen comes out. Now the Stampede's going to be able to follow it up. Sylar in a lot of trouble, surrounded by 3 heroes. The Escort Prisoner comes through, and the Snowball to follow it up possibly for more, but short of Love You Love Me, but the shards are perfect. Nightmare comes in, the hook stomp to follow it up. The Nightmare is pulled off by Fly. And Love Me is dead, as is Sylar. 2 heroes gone on Aster. EG really making up for the slow start over mid.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to stick around here. Looks like S4 they are going to go for this tower. I don't know if Aster should have tried for that, even without the immediate rotation from EG. It was just going to be so difficult to get the jug with Fly sitting right there. And very nicely timed Fate's Edict from him. Blocked a lot of the damage from the Earth Spirit. Still, even 6-6. Aster doing pretty well across the board on the CS, at least. Sylar's having a little bit of a slow game, but the OD's having a fantastic time, so not too much of a concern.
Fly healing himself up. You've got 3 heroes making a rotation over towards mid, where Love Me is sitting, and he's going early into the Blink Dagger. Sometimes you see the Kaya Yasha early, but this time it's going to be, at least how it's set up, Blink Kaya BKB.
Yeah, the Blink's also a little bit of a farming item, being able to get around the map a bit faster. Like I said, the catch from EG is not... They don't have the best instant catch, so the Blink's going to let him split push a little bit more aggressively as well. And I think he really does need the Blink this game to be able to follow up.
XSS throws the Ravage, and a nice snowball coming out from Crit. XSS is going to go down to lose Sumail. Crit now on the run from Bobica. It ends up being a 1-for-1 trade, but that was a good snowball from Crit to try and help Sumail, who ends up dying again. Rolling Boulder comes out just missing to the left of Crit. Tag team used. They'll bring the TP over of the Centaur, and Crit just trying to run away, but the Magnetite's placed on top of him. The False Promise comes out as well. They've got the snowball, hits on Fenrir. Now the stun coming through on a Bobica, who ends up dying. So does Fenrir. 2 heroes dead over top, and then Love Me mid will also fall. So the Blade Fury is there, the Stormhammer under the tower, and a little bit of trouble as Arteezy. The Warcry comes out. He's got the Healing Ward to try and stay alive, and we'll see if it's enough, and it will be. Sylar ends up backing away.
That was a really questionable dive from Aster. I feel like they're just not respecting the Oracle enough. Like, Fly is just sitting in these fights and doing whatever he wants. He's not really getting gone on. He had the ult the entire time, so even if they had managed to get Crit lower, then would have easily been saved. I don't know. That's a bad couple of minutes for Aster there, especially losing the OD as well. This jug is pretty farmed. Arteezy just buying up small items so far. Gonna pick up a Yasha. Not 100% clear what he's going for just yet. This game does probably need want a Manta style at some point just to help deal with the Earth Spirit silence and whatnot. So might see that early, and maybe a Diffusal Blade to go along with it, something like that.
Thing about the dive over top too, like they used that Ravage. It did get the kill on a Sumail, who they've slowed down quite a lot at 1-5 and 2, but now you're without the Ravage for another 43 seconds, and that's the one skill that EG are kind of like, all right, if this is down, we're ready to move in.
They were thinking about a go at mid. Ran forward. I think they were considering snowballing everyone on top of the OD, but not gonna go for it. They do have some good information around the mid lane, so they know that there's heroes lurking just behind the tower, and not gonna make any silly decisions.
Snowball coming out bottom. Sylar uses the Warcry, but the Walrus Punch follows it up. Fenrir comes over. They've also got S4 and Fly making their way towards the bottom lane. Stampede gets used. They find Fenrir. Sylar, the first one to fall inside of Aster. The Shards are going to block Fenrir next to everybody on EG. And it's another 2 kills for them.
And they're going to lose this tower. That's the big thing. At least the Tide is managing to take the top tier one, so it is going to be a little bit of a trade, but this is what I was talking about with the EG lineup. Once they get the ball rolling, it's really difficult to deal with. Aster are going to have to, if they want to stop this, they're going to have to take a good team fight with the Ravage somehow, but not going to be easy necessarily with just the Vlads on the Tide. He's working on his Blink now, but it's going to take a little while.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Bobica now on the opposite side of the trees is S4 and Crit nearby on this tier 1 over mid. They don't have a Blink, they don't have Stampede. Bobica shows himself for a moment, but they can just go in with the Snowball if Bobica comes into vision and they feel comfortable enough to go with it. And Sumail's going to clean up this creep wave, and then they might just go after that. There's the creep wave gone, the Snowball comes out. Love Me is going to use the Astral Imprisonment, trying to keep his Earth Spirit alive, but that puts him very vulnerable to an Omni Slash that comes out from Arteezy to get the first kill. Polka finds an escape for a moment. Stormhammer onto RTZ. EG, they're looking to maybe reinitiate the geomagnetic grip onto the Oracle, but it's not going to be enough to get the kill on RTZ. And they just split up from there. The skirmish is short, and they get the kill on a Lover.
There's so much save from EG. It's going to be really difficult for Aster to actually burst down any of the cores in these team fights. Like, either the Tusk is going to save him or the Oracle is going to save him. So they need to somehow ravage the target that they want to go and both of the saving supports, or maybe manage to get a really good grip on multiple heroes. But EG easily, I mean, they took the bottom tier 1 and then got to mid in the time that it took Aster to finish off that top tower. Of course, it was only Tide pushing, but again, just goes to show the problem that I think Aster are going to have this game. Like, they're really going to just steadily lose map control from this point. Like, I don't think they're going to take the mid tier 1 for quite some time. And they're actually just going for a smoke right now. This is maybe a little bit unexpected if you're EG. I don't think they would anticipate that Aster's going to be on the front foot aggressively like this, but they do have a Fiend script that they want to use, and I think that's the big reason for this smoke. And they want to establish a ward around here, so somebody can keep pushing out top lane.
They do have Ravaged Insanity as Eclipse ready to go with the new Blink, or Love You Love Me. And then in doing so, Psylard is continuing to farm the jungle. He's picked up the Echo Saber. Strength off, cooldown now, and yeah. Like you said, they come into the jungle, they place a ward onto the high ground near the shrine. And they'll pressure the top tier 2 a little bit.
Yeah, just forcing somebody to come over here, but it's just crit. He's going to soak up this little bit of experience. He's going to be the one buying the Vlads for the team. This item has just become, I don't know, so ubiquitous, I suppose, this patch. It got some changes, it suits the way that everybody's playing, and yeah, build up really nice and easy. No big surprise to see it getting grabbed here, and it's gonna kind of, they don't need it, but it's gonna make Roshan that much easier for EG, and that's 100% the game plan for them. They grab a couple of items, they hopefully win a team fight, or just don't trade too badly in a team fight with the Ravage being used, and then they can just pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and go straight to the Roshan, and continue going from there. So Aster gonna have to find some way to disrupt that game plan.
For right now, they did place that ward. They were aggressive there, but afterwards, they're just trying to farm up a little bit, find these next couple of items, and maybe set themselves up for a fight that's coming in the next couple of minutes or so. Which I think is okay. You've got the Echo Saber, you want the Blink Dagger on the Sven. That's going to put a Blink Dagger on Sven, OD, as well as the Tide, so the opportunity for really good positioning, at least here for Aster, is definitely probable with all these Blink Daggers coming out. That could be really good.
At that point, they might be able to actually focus someone down. That would be that'd be the thing. They can have they can jump on the Oracle and the Tusk in the back lines, and then immediately turn to one of the cores and focus them down quickly. We'll see. I mean, EG has some other tools up their sleeve. They're getting a couple items here and there as well. Sumail's getting reasonably tanky. Picked up the armlet now. Just gonna be going for a Dragonlance. No Heaven's Halberd or anything for him this game. I think it could have been a good Heaven's Halberd game, but I think they're looking ahead to the fact that maybe they're just feeling confident about the fights right now, and this is more about, okay, what do we need 10 minutes from now? And I think the Dragonlance is certainly going to help with high ground siege and whatnot, because they do have to win this game earlier. I think if we go late game, ultra late game, they're going to have to line up is better, no question. OD is just such a late game monster. Once he gets 5 items, so hard to deal with.
Yeah, you're talking about a Sven that's going to be built up if we come